People, DG, I'm back again. Thank you for always rocking with me each and every time. You know it means the world to me, people. Without you lot, this can't go anywhere. Before I crack on, forgive me, people. We're having issues with audio. As you can hear, it sounds a mess. There's nothing I can do. We're just going to have to suck it up. I'm trying to address it. I've asked in several vids for suggestions in terms of hardware and actually cameras. We just want to get a camera, people, and done this off really and truly. The quicker you help me to help you lot. I'll give you clear, crisp content if you can point guys in the right direction, because I'm not a tech man. But moving on, Newcastle versus Arsenal. The Premier League season is here. Begins in August, ends in May 2020. No doubt going to be filled with ups and downs. We're going to be here, people, and like my friends point out, they can't wait till we lose a game, and I'm here saying, people, deluded, this and that. There's going to be highs and lows. We're going to be bewildered. Dumb things are going to happen. There's going to be great goals. You don't know how a season goes depending on what... In fact, regardless of whatever club you support. But what would we do without football, people? We're Arsenal fans. For me, I was happy to see the end of the season after we got ruined against Chelsea in the final. But I want to see us back, man. I wouldn't be making vids if I didn't love the club and love football in the same way you lot wouldn't be watching it. And there's been there has been there's been competitions of international standard in European and elsewhere, but nothing compares to club domestic football and Champions League and things. And we've been sitting there waffling all summer about things, so we love it. Arsenal versus Newcastle. Last season, Arsenal finished 5th, Newcastle finished 13th. Two sides that believe they should be performing better and potentially showing more ambition. Newcastle fans, obviously they lost Rafa Benitez. I'm not clued up on why and what not, but they lost Rafa Benitez. Steve Bruce came in. And it's fair to say many Newcastle fans were not optimistic, on top of allegedly Mike Ashley not being the most active investors and whatnot. I say allegedly because I'm not speaking on club matters that are not mine, because I don't really know. But yeah, man, both teams will be seeking a win, as you would, man. We're playing away from home. We beat them last year away from home at their place, but if you remember, it wasn't plain sailing. Our away form, how we defend in general will decide where we finish this season. In the same way it decided where we finished last season, because we defended poorly on a large part. How we play away from home as well. We've had issues going behind, getting winning points from going behind. We have issues starting games well away from home. We have problems taking advantage of our chances, and this season we have to put bed to that. There's no let off. Our Premier League start of the season is peak, people. We're away from home against Newcastle in the first game of the season. Their fans are very vocal and they'll be on top of us and whatnot. We'll have issues with that. It's not an easy game. We've got Spurs and Liverpool shortly after. We've got Newcastle, Burnley, Liverpool, Spurs. I don't know if that's the order, but I'm sure. And then you've got United in September. So we're going to need to, no disrespect to Burnley and Newcastle, they're the sort of games we need to win as damage limitation. And we need to obviously show greater impetus against definitely Liverpool. We beat them in the 1-1 draw at the Emirates, but they battered us at Anfield. Spurs, we got 4 points. Hopefully that stays the same. United away, we could have taken 3 points. Now, coulda, woulda, shoulda. We don't deal with that. The fact is, we didn't, because of several poor individual mistakes in that game that allowed Lingard and whatnot to score. So this season is going to be a make and break one, because there's question marks, people. If Emery doesn't get top 4, then he potentially needs to step down, people, really and truly. And, well, you see what Raul's doing. He's getting players out of there. So if these players are messing around, they're gone. But I'm confident. I'm going to try and be more optimistic this season. I'm confident it's new season. Let me be optimistic. Hopefully 3 points. Hopefully a clean sheet. I would love a 3-0. Pepe come off the bench and score and whatnot. I just want to, in short, go out there and win. But I don't ever think Newcastle is an easy game, because it's away from home, people. For Newcastle, they've signed some good players and whatnot, to be fair with you. And I said at the beginning, if I was a Newcastle fan, I'd feel a bit short-changed, because you see Wolves signing good players and showing ambition generally, because Newcastle have signed players. But you're seeing what Wolves are doing, what Leicester's doing, the signings West Ham are making. Palace finished ahead of them, not necessarily been the most ambitious of sides, which leads questioning Newcastle's thinking, what should be going on here, people? We're one of the most followed clubs in the Premier League. Why are we underachieving or not aspiring for anything? I think fans of all football clubs are always looking for more and ambition, and we need to stay humble at times, but you get the point. They've signed some good players. They've signed Saint-Maximin. Now, if you know him from his knee stays and whatnot, he's a tricky winger. Whoever he's playing fullback against, he's a positive winger that will try skills and try and embarrass you. And he's like a Duracell bunny, a Duracell battery. He's like the Duracell bunny in the adverts. He'll continuously try and do these things to you. So our fullbacks, depending on what side he plays on, are going to need to be switched on. If you was watching Reece Nelson on loan at Hoffenheim, really, people, last season, if Nelson does travel or play, he'll be, and Joe Linton does the same, they'll have a reunion, former teammates. If you was watching him, I think Joe Linton is very raw. If he can develop, he could be a good player because he's decent technically and he's strong. People, he's a physical handful. He's hold-up play as well. I assume he's very good in the air as well, people. He's alright in terms of knocking it down. So our defenders are going to be in for a test. He's built like a brick, people. He'll lean into you. He's a physical handful. I feel we improved defensively defensively and offensively in terms of defending aerial balls and stuff, but that was still an issue from us. And they're going to look to take advantage of that. Newcastle have some decent headers of a ball in that squad. Joe Linton and Saint Maximin, assuming they're playing, are going to give us issues, people. They've obviously got the usual suspects in their... Apologies, people. They have the usual suspects in their team, as you can assume, so it's not going to be easy. Their fans are going to be on top of us. We're going to need to be at it, people. So I guess the only thing really and truly is the lineup, and I'm not too sure, to be fair with you. The lineup I've gone with, I would love Turney to play, but there's been concerns over his fitness. He's literally signed for the club today, on Thursday. He'll realistically start on Sunday. I'm not too sure, people. I don't know if he'll have time to train and or if Emery will deem that necessary, or we'll have to wait until we see him against Burnley the following weekend. I don't know, my people, the lineup for me would be Leno in goal. That's a pretty default option. Maitland-Niles at right back, got no choice. David Luiz and Socrates at centre half. I'd actually go with Monreal at left back. In midfield, Xhaka is likely to play and be captain, so I've included him. I'll go with Torreira. I'd actually, if Ceballos has a knock and he's unable to play, I'll go with Joe Willock, because Joe Willock deserves to start outright. I just want to see Ceballos, but I remember Emery saying after our last pre-season game he got a knock and he doesn't know if he'll be able to train. So depending on if he's trained or not, if that was a bit of a chess game or not, because we're close to the start of the season, I don't know. But assuming Ceballos is unavailable for selection, I'll go with Willock. Up front, Pepe is likely to be on the bench, so I've included him, but he's likely to be on the bench. He didn't travel with Barcelona, he's trained. He'll probably again have to wait until Burnley, or Emery might do that thing where he did with Leno and Torreira, and that they've got to bide their time. Like to think not, he signed the guy for 72 million and he didn't do it with Guendouzi. So I would go with Lacazette, Aubameyang and Pepe, but he's likely to be on the bench. So I'm going with young Reece Nelson, who I believe we should unleash in this season. So to start that again, Leno, Luiz, Socrates, Monreal, Xhaka, Lucas Torreira, Joe Willock if Ceballos is out, Aubameyang, Lacazette and Nelson in the event Pepe can't play. Tyrese, John Jules should be on the bench, as should young Saka as well. They should be given a couple minutes here and there this season. So we'll see how it goes, man. We'll see how it goes. But for now, I'm happy to end the preview in regards to Newcastle versus Arsenal. Hopefully we start off the season in the right fashion with a victory, because it's going to be a long, drawn-out season where we've got a lot to put right, people, as you've seen if you're supporting Arsenal. On that note, though, I'm out, people. DG as usual. Thank you for watching and rocking. Apologies for the poor sound and whatnot. Thank you for persisting. If it's that poor, just slapping some headphones. I'm out.